Welcome to Futurescope, where imagination meets innovation. Step into tomorrow, today.
By the year 2070, Earth crossed a critical line. Global temperatures rose by 3.5 degrees, and half the planet went underwater. The old highways are reefs now. Skyscrapers have become islands.
Climate change didn't arrive suddenly. It accelerated faster than humanity could adapt.
As coastlines disappeared, the largest human migration in history began. To survive rising oceans, humans learned to live on water instead of fighting it. Floating cities, anchored offshore, harvest the sun, the wind, and the waves to keep entire
food production had to evolve as traditional farming collapsed, from vertical stacks glowing under protective domes to AI-guided irrigation arms tracing perfect arcs across the sand.
In the hottest regions, survival meant going underground. Below the furnace of the desert, entire cities were carved from stone, cooled by flowing air and powered by captured sunlight.
Fresh water became the most valuable resource on Earth. So we learned to pull it from the sea, move it across deserts, and share it with every community.
Artificial intelligence became humanity's early warning system. It watched the oceans, the rivers, and the forests, predicting disaster before the first siren sounded.
Cities were redesigned to survive constant environmental threats. Fireproof materials shield every surface. Automated drones hold the flames at bay, keeping life inside the walls safe.
Climate collapse didn't end humanity, but it forced humanity to change forever. Floating cities, underground havens, desert oases, now home to the next generation, learning.
As sea levels rise, cities don't disappear, they transform. Towers become islands, streets turn to waterways. Life adapts, floating with the tide.
Migration becomes survival as millions search for higher ground.
Humanity fights back by reshaping the edge of the planet.
The food production moves upward when land is lost forever.
When the surface burns, life continues below. Families gather in warmth. Cities breathe through stone and light, and we keep moving forward.
Technology becomes the shield between humanity and chaos.
A new generation learns about a planet they never knew.
Water becomes the most valuable currency on Earth.
The sun fuels survival in a world pushed to its limits. It's turned barren sand into oceans of power and pours its light into giant hearts of stored energy.
For the first time, humanity fights climate collapse as one. Together, we are turning the tide.
Extreme heat becomes the new global enemy. Across continents, survival now depends on clouds of artificial rain and the will to endure a world set alight.
Cities evolve to withstand a planet on fire. Behind walls that drink the heat, life flourishes, learning to live with the flames, not flee them.
Even damaged ecosystems can be revived with time and care.
Healthcare adapts to a world without stable ground.
Borders shift when survival replaces politics. Digital gates sort each arrival, and whole communities move as one, guided by data, not maps.
And in nature returns where humans step back. New routes lift forgotten roads. Animals wander streets once filled with engines. Rooftops turn to meadows, rivers to wetlands, and
Cleaning the atmosphere becomes humanity's greatest mission. Towers rise above the skylines, drawing pollution from the air and sealing it safely and silently beneath.
Economies shift to value survival over profit. New climate currencies replace old money. Digital tokens tied to water, energy, and carbon balance.
Defense and restoration become one. Across these shores, concrete cradles coral, mangroves anchor the tides, and communities breathe new life into the water's edge. Living
For the first time, the planet begins to cool.
Cities survive by sealing themselves from a hostile planet.
As land disappears, humanity learns to live on water. Cities drift, sails drinking the sun, farms hang in the sky, and boats thread the streets where roads once ran.
Human bodies evolve with technology to endure extreme temperatures. As the world around us burns, we learn to cool from within. Each step forward is a testament to adaptation, to resilience.
Life moves underground to escape the collapsing surface. Here, warmth and light are carved from stone. Streets glow, children learn, gardens flourish, and communities thrive. The world...
Water becomes the most valuable resource on Earth. Technology fights back against a broken climate system. Towers of metal and light bend the fury of a hurricane, steering it away from the people on its path.
Humanity learns not to stop nature, but to guide its destruction away from life.
And migration becomes the defining story of humanity.
Nature is redesigned to help heal the planet.
After collapse, humanity chooses adaptation over extinction. And in the quiet light of a new day, the world begins to grow with us again.
Survival forces nations to cooperate like never before. Now, together, we watch the planet heal.
The oceans become humanity's last reliable source of fresh water, and several designs start flowing and intake in the city.
Food survives by evolving faster than the climate. Roots that glow with resilience. Farmers rewriting genes in real time, harvesting a future that adapts.
Cleaning the air becomes a global emergency mission.
Education shifts from history to survival. In these floating schools and labs, the next generation studies the planet not as a memory, but as a mission. They learn from our mistakes and design the futures we still...
Machines become the first responders of a collapsing world.
Old borders vanish beneath rising seas. Cities once anchored to the coast drift in memory, while nations gather on higher ground, building anew.
Are no longer permanent. Adaptation is. They roll across tundra. They float when the land drowns. They rise above fire and carry life with them.
Prediction becomes the strongest form of protection.
Repair begins where destruction once ruled. Protective fields cradle fragile growth, and color returns to stone. Life remembers and builds again. Survival reshapes humanity's relationship with the planet.
Humanity begins to regain control by understanding the planet again.
Rebuilding starts where destruction once ended. From shattered blocks to solar rooftops, from empty lots to gardens in bloom, people come together, power.
next generation is trained not to repeat our mistakes.
Narrow sea nature is given space to heal, and it responds. Forests surge back across scarred ground. Animals return, sculpting the land anew. Life flows outward, wilder every day.
Old systems fade as cleaner futures take their place. Their power comes not from smoke, but from the endless turning of wind and the quiet harvest of light.
Old systems fade as cleaner futures take their place.
Survival teaches unity faster than politics ever could. Across borders, leaders share the same screens, scientists share the same data, and communities share the same hope.
The oceans retreat, not completely, but enough. Enough to breathe, to build, to try again. And we step carefully back to the shore.
A new balance emerges between progress and preservation.
This recovery is slow, but it is real.
After collapse came understanding. After loss came responsibility. This is not the end of humanity's story, but the moment it finally learned how to survive.